Hello, and welcome to Yoga with Yo Gabriella. My goal is to enhance the quality of your experiences and your energy so that you can embody your essence, to understand the language of your body, and to realign the posture of your heart so you can fully indulge with the richness of life. So, whether you're new or you're coming back, I'm so blessed to have you part of this tribe to share this experience with you, and I'm truly honored that you're here. So, whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So, as you start to lie down, getting comfortable into your bodies, if it feels comfortable for you to rest your eyes, you can go ahead, close your eyes gently, and notice, where does your attention go as you close your eyes? Can you gain control of that awareness and guide your awareness down to your feet? The internal sensations of what your feet feels like. Maybe you wiggle them a little bit just to acknowledge. Does it feel stiff? Do you feel a temperature? Do you feel a pulse? What about your calves, your shins, your knees? Your thighs, your hamstrings, your hips? What do you notice about your foundation? The lower part that holds your whole entire body. What about your back, your belly? Do you notice any tension being stored in your belly? Your shoulders, your chest? See if you can relax the shoulders just a little bit more. What about your throat, your neck, your eyebrows, your jaw? Can you feel the little space between your teeth? Or maybe you notice that your jaw is clenched. The top of your head, your scalp. Maybe you notice a temperature, tingles. And then without changing, just acknowledging, I want you to bring attention to your breath. What is your breath telling you? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it shallow? Is it deep? What is your breath telling you about the state that your nervous system is in? Typically, if it's shallow or slow or fast, means that we're in a stress response. But if it's deep and it's slow, it means we're relaxed. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So what this is it's going to be a deep breath in from the nose, a gentle hold at the top, and then an exhale out the mouth. It can be an audible exhale, can be a sigh, whatever feels comfortable for you. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, take a deep breath in from the nose. Have a gentle hold at the top and sigh out. If you want to try activating your vagus nerve, which activates the rest and digest in our nervous system, see if you can maybe hum on your exhale or have an audible exhale. Go ahead, take a deep breath in from the nose. Hold at the top and let it go. Just like that. Notice your body just relaxing a little bit more with these deep breaths. Go ahead, take one more in through the nose. Feel the lungs expand. Take up as much oxygen as you can. Maybe take another little breath at the top, holding it, and let it go. If your body's requesting another deep breath, go ahead, give yourself another deep breath. And if not, just pay attention to the little subtle changes that you feel in your body. Maybe even emotionally, maybe you feel calmer, more grounded, more relaxed. And for the next couple minutes, maybe you place a hand on your belly, maybe you place another hand on your chest, and I want you to see if you can breathe into your hands, intentionally breathing. Feel what it feels like to be so present where you can feel the rise and the fall of your own breath, the cycles of your breath, and how symbolic it is to life. We're always going through cycles and seasons. And today I want to set the intentions of stepping into new beginnings, the rebirth. Because just like in the physical world, the rebirth or the birthing process is a process. It squeezes all the hardships, but the most beautiful life comes out of it. And that also happens metaphorically in our mental and emotional life. So wherever you're at, maybe you start to notice that you are in this new beginning. And here we get to explore what this new version gets to be like. And it's not something that's visual, but maybe something that you feel internal. So today I ask you, who are you stepping into? What do they feel like? Take a deep breath in from the nose and exhale out. May your breath be an anchor that for every inhale, you get to absorb and embody this new version. And on your exhale, you get to let go of the old, the stagnant energy that no longer serves you, the old identities, the old versions of yourself.
Slowly you can start to make some movement into the body. If you want to wiggle your fingers, your toes, if you want to take a deep stretch, we're going to do a few poses on our back first. So if you want to go ahead, bend your knees. If you want to bring your knees in towards your chest and wrap your hands around your knees, gently massage in the lower back. See if you can relax the shoulders, relax the lower back, relax the jaw. If you want to rock from side to side, you can. And then we're going to place our hands on our knees. Our legs are going to be super relaxed. So if you were to jiggle your legs with your hands, they would be like jello. See if you can relax your legs. And then with our hands, we're going to make some big circles with our knees. So it's kind of like your knees are a pen or a marker, and your hands are drawing big circles. Now, it doesn't matter which way the circles are or how you circle your knees, but here we're just warming up the lower back. We're activating the pelvic floor, releasing any tension that's stored in the hips here. Maybe you go slow. Maybe you start to feel the conjunction between the hip joint where the thigh meets the hip. And then maybe go the opposite way. Here we're activating the synovial fluid in our hip sockets. Synovial fluid is like a lubrication for our joints. Slowly, you can start to neutralize your knees. You can bring your knees back or your feet back down towards the mat. The knees will be bent. Your hands can go up over your head. You can grab opposite elbows, or you can spread your hands out into a T position. So with your feet on the ground, we're going to cross our right foot over the left knee. So creating like a figure 4. If you feel the stretch here, you can just breathe through here. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can lift that left foot off the mat and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Notice your body. Does it tense up here? Or can your shoulders drop? Can your jaw unhinge? Can you relax the lower body, the hips? See if you can breathe fully in through the belly. Maybe you're starting to feel some little new places in the body that you've never really explored or experienced before. Take one more deep breath in and sigh it out. If your left foot was up, you can bring your left foot back down towards the mat. The right foot is still going to be crossed over the right knee, over the left knee, excuse me. We're going to come into a twist. So we're going to drop our knees over towards the left. So the sole of the right foot is on the floor. If not, you can put a pillow underneath the right foot. The right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. Both of the shoulders are relaxed. When we think that everything is temporary, that means that everything is evolving. Things are always changing. There's always a new beginning. Every day, every moment that we breathe, it's a new breath. You can't breathe the same breath. So, how can we get ahead of the change where we're in control of that change? We're the cause of the effect. Take one more deep breath in and let it go. Slowly, with control, you can gently guide your legs back up towards center. We're going to keep the cross of our legs. So the right ankle is over the left knee, creating that figure four. And then when the hips feel adjusted or realigned, we're going to go the opposite way. So this time we're going to drop our knees over towards the right. So the right foot is gently putting a little bit of pressure on the left knee for an internal rotation. The knees do not have to touch the floor. See if you can find calmness in the body. Can you give yourself permission to surrender? Notice your breath. And what is your breath communicating to you? See if you can breathe deeply into your belly 2 more times. And then gently you can bring your legs back up towards center. You can uncross the legs. You can make any movement that feels good. If you want to straighten out your legs, if you want to rock from side to side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So go ahead, bend your knees whenever they feel ready. You can cross your left ankle over the right knee and just hold here where your body will invite you to go deeper. And if this feels soothing to your body, to your nervous system, you can go ahead and lift the right foot off the mat and interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Now, there's no right or wrong of how you should feel this or where you should feel this. But as long as it's a challenge for you, a challenge where it's easy for you to breathe, where you feel the benefits of the stretch, but not to a point that it's causing any discomfort, any sharpness. There's any suffering in the body right now, maybe that's the result from holding on, from attachment. See if you can surrender. Slowly, you can drop your right foot back down towards the mat. The left ankle will remain crossed over the right knee. Your hands can be open into a T. They can come up overhead, grabbing opposite elbows. And then gently, you can start to send your knees over towards the right. So the sole of the left foot is on the floor, or you can place a pillow underneath your left foot, and your left knee points up towards the ceiling. Now, as we think of new beginnings, can you find the excitement within that? I think that change can be a little bittersweet, where you can experience both fear and faith at the same time. You can be excited about this new change, but you could also be sad. I think both polarities can exist at the same time. It's just being able to see both sides of them. And most importantly, witness the emotions and allow them to process itself versus suppressing and repressing them in the body. I don't believe that there's such thing as negative emotions. It's just the actions or how we manage that emotion that becomes negative. Take one more deep breath in and let it go. Slowly, you can bring your knees back up towards center. Keeping the left foot crossed over, you can readjust your hips if you need. And then slowly you can draw your knees over towards the left, so the left foot is putting gentle pressure on the right knee for an internal rotation. When we think of emotions, emotions are energy in motion. Anger does not mean it's bad, it's just a form of expression of passion. Just like sadness is an expression of care. I think emotions just reveal the true sense of humanity. And if we're all made up of energy and we all connect through energy, that means that we connect through emotions. So maybe this new version of yourself gets in touch with your emotions just a little bit more so that you know how to express yourself and create deeper relationships. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can bring your knees back up towards center. You can release the cross. You can make any movement that feels good. And then both of your feet can be down on the ground. We're going to come into sort of a twist. So we're going to drop our knees over towards the left. Our hands are going to be open into a T position. And we're going to multitask a little bit. So while we're getting some movement and some stretches in the back and even the core from the spinal twist, we're going to start to incorporate some mobility in the shoulder. So with our right hand, we're going to draw the right hand up overhead. And if we think about a clock, we're going to continue creating a really big circle with that right hand to meet our left, driving it down towards our knees, and then back open into a T position. And then continue these really big circles with your right hand. See if you can move slow. What I like to say is it's kind of like you're moving through honey or you're in a swimming pool. There's intention behind the movement. It's not just empty space, just willy-nilly. See if you can invite softness as you move, compassion and grace. Notice how your body responds, and then go the opposite way. Maybe you notice the sensations that you feel inside the shoulder, the arm. Maybe you feel it in the shoulder girdle. Maybe you feel it in your bicep, your neck. Again, there's no right or wrong way of feeling it because your body is unique to you. Take one more round and then you can open it back up into that T position and just hold here for 2 deep breaths. See if you can allow that shoulder to settle. And then slowly you can bring your knees back up towards center. Take a pause just to see the expansion that you feel on the right shoulder versus the left. Maybe you feel the openness. And then slowly you can start to drop your knees over towards the right, relaxing both shoulders. Maybe you hear some snap, crackle, pops in the back, the spine. Just know your body is readjusting itself. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead, make those really big circles with that left hand, drawing your left hand up overhead, across the body to meet the right hand, then sliding your left hand by your knees, and then opening it back up. Maybe you have a little bit of rotation in the thoracic spine, the upper body, as you rock forward and backwards or onto your right shoulder for support and movement. Notice the difference that you feel from the left to the right side. Where do you carry most of your tension? And then go the opposite way. If we think of always being the same and remaining comfortable, then we're also missing out on a large portion of life, a large range of emotions or experiences that we would not know if we didn't step outside of the comfort zone, if we didn't initiate change. So maybe you invite curiosity with this new beginning as to what experiences will that lead you to experience. Take one more round. And then open that left hand back up, noticing the sensations, the blood flow coming back to the shoulder. And then slowly, we're going to bring our left hand over to meet the right. So we're coming into a fetal position. And by being on your side here, we're going to utilize this position to lift ourselves up and come into a cross-legged position. Just take a moment to notice how your body feels so far. We're going to get into the spine a little bit more in the shoulders. So on our inhale, we're going to lift our hands up overhead. We're going to interlace the hands behind the head. And then on our exhale, we're going to bring the left knee, the left elbow towards the left floor. So we're just laterally bending over towards the left. Notice this expansion that you feel on the right side of the body. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, the right elbow is going to come towards the left knee. So now we're just in a deep twist. Maybe the weight of your hands puts a little pressure or sensation on the back of the body for a good stretch. And then slowly rotate your torso forward so your elbows are directly over your shins. Notice what you feel in the back of the body. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can stack each vertebrae up one by one, coming back into a seated position. We're going to reverse the cross of our legs. So whichever one you have in front, bring it to the back. If you need to sit on a pillow to add a little bit of support for your hips or your knees, you can always sit on a pillow. The hands are going to come back up overhead and interlace behind the head. On your next exhale, we're going to laterally bend over towards the right. So the left elbow is up towards the ceiling. See if you can relax both your knees, both your hips. If your body is quivering or shaking, maybe you've gone too far. It's baby steps. On your next exhale, the left elbow comes towards the right knee. Relaxing the head, relaxing the hands, and slowly roll forward so that your shins are underneath your elbows. And then slowly you can roll your way back up. You can allow your hands to relax. Maybe you feel some blood flow coming back to the shoulders. If you want to roll the shoulders forward and back, you can. And then maybe you go the opposite way. We're going to do one more stretch with our shoulders. We're sitting up. So our right hand is going to come out towards the side. The palm is going to face away. We're going to wrap the right hand behind the back, reaching for the outside of our left hip. See if you can relax that right shoulder. If you want to sit onto your knees, you can always sit on your knees as well. If you feel a stretch here within the shoulder, within the neck, you can stay here. If you want a deeper stretch, you can go ahead, tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. And if your body invites you to go a little bit deeper, you can always place your left hand over your right ear. Should feel a good stretch on the right side of the neck, the shoulder. So the elbow will be up towards the ceiling. See if you can invite 2 to 3 deep breaths in from the belly. Again, meet your body's needs. It's not about what the pose looks like, it's about what the pose feels like. And slowly you can release your left hand, release the right hand. Maybe you feel the blood flow coming back to your shoulders, the neck. Next, the left hand is going to come out towards the side. The palm faces behind us. And then roll that left hand behind the back towards the right hip. Relaxing that left shoulder. And then if this invites you to go deeper, you can drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And if that feels inviting, you can go ahead, bring your right hand over your head, reaching for your left ear. Breathe into your neck. Breathe into any sensations. On your inhale, you get to explore. And on your exhales, you settle in. You discover what you just explored. And slowly you can release the right hand. Release the left. You can make any movements with the neck if you want to just drop your shoulder or drop your ears from your ears to the shoulders from one side to another. Just making little circles with the neck. And slowly you can roll back up towards center. Our hands are going to come interlaced behind the back, so it's kind of like you're holding your hands. We're going to roll the shoulders down and back, and then press your knuckles into the space behind you. So we're pressing our heart space forward, making sure that we have a gentle lift of the chin, so we don't need to kind of drop the head back or anything. It's kind of like you're balancing a book on your head or pressing a button with the top of your head. You should feel a good stretch on the chest, the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and let it go. One more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can release your hands, bringing them back onto your knees. Now we're going to roll back onto our backs. We're going to lift our legs straight up towards the ceiling. So we can have a micro bend within the knees. You can place your hands behind your thighs. This is going to be a very passive movement. So there's no force, there's no stretch, there's no action. What this is it's reversing the blood flow. we're creating change within the circulation of our blood, sending it back towards the hips, back towards the heart. You might notice that you feel some tingle sensations within the feet. That's okay. We're going to be here for maybe about 3 to 4 more deep breaths. Just like the rebirth process, that it might feel a little uncomfortable, but there's always a reward at the end. There's always something to look forward to. And sometimes we don't know what that is. It's the unknown. But when we bring our faith, when we look at where we've gone through, what we've been through, we know that we'll always make it through. And something has to happen. Take one more deep breath in and let it go. Slowly, very, very slow with control, you can bring your legs back down towards the mat. You can extend your legs all the way out in front of you. Maybe you feel the rush of the blood coming back to your toes. Feel what it feels like to be revitalized. Give yourself permission to be rejuvenated, to experience salvation. In our final pose, Shavasana, you can lie down here the way that we entered the class, allowing your eyes to rest. Your hands can come by your side, they can be out into a T, they can be over your belly. Whatever feels comfortable for you and your body, but just allowing your body to process this new space. What we realize about energy, even emotions, is that it cannot be created nor destroyed, only transmuted. And that's the same with the evolution process and the rebirth. And so sometimes we do the digging. Sometimes it feels like we're in a hole, but that hole is meant to be filled. And we get to decide what we fill that space up with. So I ask you again to maybe just explore with curiosity. What does this new beginning look like for you? What does it feel like? How do you behave? How do you sound? How do you express yourself? What are the emotions that they feel? Slowly, you can start to take a deep breath in from the nose and sigh out the mouth. Take another deep breath in and let go of any stagnation, anything that no longer is needed in your body. Go ahead, take one more deep breath, taking up this newness and exhaling the old. Slowly, you can start to make some movement back into the body. And as gentle, as slowly as your body craves, you can gently roll over onto either side or make your way up to come into a cross-legged seated position. Take a moment to just rest your eyes, noticing the difference that you feel in your mind, your body, your soul. May you know that there's no judgment to old or new. They're both beautiful in their own unique ways. Your hands can come to prayer pose in front of your heart, taking a moment to honor your journey, where you've been, where you are, and this new beginning into where you're going. May you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you for practicing with me today.
I'm truly so grateful to have shared this experience with you. If you are looking to continue feeling expansive, experiencing salvation with a rich quality of life, then please support by subscribing, engaging, and liking this video. Until we meet again, Malama Pono.